Welcome back, everybody. I'm Mari Ramos with 50 Flowers, and today we're going to be working on this. Follow along and see what's up. All right, so the challenge is we have to make an arrangement without using a vase component. So I really liked the idea of creating two wall pieces that we can hang. Um, so what we're gonna do is that we're gonna take some foam, measure out a piece that we can kind of sit here in the center, tape it off, and then once we've soaked it, tape it off, and then start applying our florals in a way that maybe might be cascading asymmetrically, or maybe we want to create maybe more of a draping effect. I think once I start putting these in, we'll see what we can achieve. Without further ado, we'll go through this. It's gonna be uncut and raw. Because I really want this to be nice and tight. And we're just gonna use the knife. Okay, I measured it out. I kind of created like a little grid line to follow there. And then just slice down. You want to make sure when you pick out your foam for fresh floral arranging that you pick out wet foam. Do not do the dry foam. The dry foam will not work. The dry foam is for silks. So just something to keep in mind. I need to chop off some of this, so I'm gonna move it a little bit up just so that it sits nicely, and I kind of created that line there. And then we're gonna just cut straight down. I'm doing this dry so that way all I have to do after it's wet is actually slide them in. How it sit there nice and snug. All right, so I'm gonna sit that one in water. You don't want to dunk it, let it sink. Once the foams actually sink to the bottom, that's when you know that it's absorbed enough water. And here we are, just hitting copy and paste, measuring out the second piece of foam before we start soaking it. Make sure you keep a nice, happy, clean, tidy space. That being said, once your foams have fully soaked through, and you'll know that they soak through when they sink, you're going to want to go ahead and secure it with tape to tape it down. This is just going to provide extra security, ensuring that our foam doesn't go anywhere. So here we're starting off with breaking down the hydrangeas. I already know that this is going to add in and fill in the most in the foam, and then starting to build out the direction that I kind of want to go in. So it's super great. Filling in with some greenery, using the snapdragons, which is another linear, to exaggerate that direction that we're going for, which, as you can see now, we definitely went asymmetrical. Love hypericum, love carnations. They're great fillers. They provide different textures, especially in comparison to the hydrangeas, which are definitely like the wow moment, along with the roses in this design. We're filling in with some eucalyptus for just some extra texture, and then breaking down the spray roses is again using the same technique that we did with the hydrangeas to provide that extra texture while also filling in. That being said, you'll want to be mindful of the back of your designs. I feel like a lot of times we kind of forget about what the back looks like. So, depending on how you're going to utilize these, if these are going to go mounted on a wall, then you don't necessarily have to worry about covering up the back. The back's going to show your mechanics, so we want to always make sure we hide our mechanics. Now, if you're going to hang these like on a hook, like maybe at the entryway of an aisle, using them sort of like an aisle marker, you definitely want to hide the mechanics, hiding the foam. So earlier you saw me inputting greenery, so that's always a great option to hide any showing mechanics, so that way no one sees everything that it took to make this. They should just see the prettiness of it. So this was super fun, and it was just super great. It definitely tested what we can make.